Hello, what's up and what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we got Milo Maserati, NFL head coach 09 on the 360 series. That was a mouthful. We are going to be taking over for the Dallas Cowboys. This team has not won a Super Bowl in forever, ever. Now, I can't talk because my 49ers ain't won one in forever, ever. But we've been to 3 since we last won one. Can y'all say that? I'm sorry, let's stop taking shots at one another. Let's get along. So we are the new head coach. We all know about Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson, that history. We're not going to be a yes man for this man, Jerry Jones, whose name is like Randy something else in here. But we will make sure that we can get along. We want to get along. We want there to be a good atmosphere, a good work culture. So Commander, he's a driven individual that is team-oriented. That could work. Superstar, he knows he's good. He's going to tell you that he's good. A traditionalist is a well-rounded individual that doesn't need to be the center of attention. That could work in Dallas because we know Jerry Jones wants to be. A loyalist is not going to be us. We're not going to be so far left that we're Jimmy Johnson, where we just can't get along with you. We're fighting for who gets the praise and whatnot. We're not going to be that. But to think I'm going to be your yes man, you got the game absolutely twisted. Lone Wolf, yes, sometimes it's good to be by yourself, but that's not us. We want to have a good team atmosphere. We're not going to be in our car eating lunch. No, we're going to be with the team. A promoter. Again, that's Jerry Jones' job. We're focused on football. Now, I might be able to tell a story, get some headlines for you and stuff like that as a headliner, but again, that's not us. We want to win football games. Yes, games of football is what we want to win, all right? Analysts, this could work because we're logical, we're skeptical. I'm kind of that way, but we're not trying to be, somewhat antisocial out there. Because when I read that, I think of Bill Belichick instantly. And although he is phenomenal on TV, I thought that he was like a little standoffish as a coach. And maybe he felt like he needed to be. And that's all well and good. Because he's a Super Bowl winner more times than most people have ever even been to the Super Bowl. He's won more Super Bowls than some coaches' games. Okay, that's not really true. But anyways, man, you have the anchor. And the anchor could be a good archetype. A very relaxed individual who is as patient and dependable as they come. So anchor is one that I really, really like because I want this guy to be approachable. I want him to be, kind of defined by who he is, but be approachable. So I do feel like Ambassador is that conservative team player who is uncompromising in his beliefs, but willing to listen and cooperate. I think that's going to fit Milo Maserati perfectly. He is the new head man of the Dallas Cowboys. He's looking to get them Super Bowl number 6, and he's trying to make sure that they don't ever fall off. And I guess the Cowboys really never, ever really fell off. They're like the worst team in the league, but they haven't really lived up to expectations. So play calling, chemistry, strategy, these are things that we're going to focus on to kick things off. We really don't need to focus on too much of the development side of things just because our team is Super Bowl ready now. This is the TO. We got Terry Glenn. We got Marion the Barbarian on the roster. Got Tony Romo, Jason Wynn. So strategy, we're going to bump up to level 4. We did it with play calling up to number 4 and chemistry up to number 4. Those are the things that we want to be known for as a coach. That we can have a good culture and we can move things along accordingly. But we do not want to have any team obliterators, Mr. Terrell Owens, okay? Moving forward, though, we will mess with the intangibles for the receiving room, for the tight end room, and for the quarterback room with Tony Romo. When it comes to our special skills, going to focus on the defensive side of the ball, so improved tackling, we're going to put 5,000 there, and then big hitting, okay? Dallas is going to be known for that big defense, all right? Bringing the D with an attitude, you know what I'm saying? Kind of guy that knew he was in the room 5 minutes before he actually got there. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, our playbook is very strong. Not going to mess with it. We might mess with Phillips' 3-4 later on, but right now our team fits a 3-4 scheme with DeMarcus Warren outside, obviously, so we want to make sure that we keep things intact. Now, we're not going to start with the preseason. No. We're going back to the scouting combine in the NFL draft. This draft class was pretty darn good, if you ask me. The year before this, you had Adrian Peterson, Marshawn Lynch, Calvin Johnson, Patrick Willis, Jamarcus Russell. This time around, it's a little bit different. Look at my boy, Look at Josh Johnson, still in the league today. I went to high school with him and Marshawn. I caught a touchdown pass from him. All right, now let me clear things up. It was at the end of practice, and it wasn't even a real practice. I was an underclassman. These two guys were seniors, and he threw it up while everybody else was kind of like walking off the field because it was done. And I was wide open. I caught it, and I was like, I just caught a touchdown pass from Josh Johnson. Like, these guys were like Greek gods on campus. Anyways, so here are the rest of the sleepers and overrated players. You have Finley from Texas. He's a sleeper. Carlson from Notre Dame is overrated according to this. Golston is overrated from Ohio State. How did y'all know this? Because in real life, he did turn out to be a little bit overrated. But we're going to see where these guys get redrafted. Okay, some guys might go to the same spot. Other guys, maybe not so much. So everything is going to be my control. I am Billy Bean out here, all right? I'm going to go down to the manager and tell him exactly what he needs to do. And I'm going to be signing all the players as well. So nobody is going to help us out. It is all on our shoulders, if I could speak. So most of these guys, I believe, will not be 99 by the time they're drafted. Darren McFadden was 99 overall, but I don't think that's going to hold true. We will be going heavy after Chris Johnson. I'm not saying that we're going to draft him, but if he falls to us, we will take him. This was a draft that we took Felix Jones. I say we like I'm a Cowboy fan. But yeah, so we did take Felix Jones, us the Dallas Cowboys. Will we do that here? If he's the best running back available, possibly, because I do think we need to upgrade the running back. I do not want to say that Marion the Barbarian isn't good, because he is. However, it might be time to move on and upgrade that position, try to get the next Emmitt Smith in the building. Flozell Adams, he's the highest overall free agent, or soon-to-be free agent, so I'm like, let's give him the franchise tag. So, Flozell, come on down. You're sticking with the Cowboys. Now, the senior all-star game quarterbacks. Who are we going to mess around and scout? Joe Flacco, who I think, like, when the Ravens signed to that big contract after the Super Bowl, I was like, I don't know. But since then, I love me some Joe Flacco. He comes off of the bench, and he's proven, him and Andy Dalton, I think y'all could win with them. That's just my opinion. Dennis Dixon, he's going to come down. This kid, Andre Woodson, I remember him at Kentucky. He had the cleanest setup, the visor, the air helmet with the 3-bar Falk is what we used to call it. Yeah, I love that look, so I'm going to scout him just because I think that he could be a sleeper that might fall to us in the late rounds. We need to acquire a running back, a right end, and a free safety over 85 overall, right at 85 overall. So Chris Johnson, I'm going to be scouting you because, again, that 88 overall, will that go up? Will that go down? He's only been 33% scouted. Looking for other guys because, I may look at a Darren McFadden, but we kind of know that he's going to be a stud in this. Matt Forte, he's 78 overall. That should go up just a little bit, so I'm going to scout him during the senior all-star game. Justin Forsett from California, come on down. And then we did, I believe, select Peyton Hillis as well. I want to say I did. If I didn't, I know I did later on. When it comes to the all-star game receivers, we got to pick 6 of them. I'm picking guys that I want to just know some more about, but Deshaun Jackson, he's in this draft class, and you already know that we like speed. We're not the Oakland Raiders when it comes to we like speed, but please believe we want some speed here with the Dallas Cowboys. You're talking about Joey Galloway. You're talking about Bob Hayes back in the day, Rocket Ismail. There's some speed to be had in Dallas, all right? And then when it comes to the linebackers, I'm trying to remember guys who are like defensive end, outside backers like a Chris Averill, Dan Connor, obviously. He's an inside backer from Penn State. So just trying to get guys that fit that inside mold and then that pass rusher mold on the outside. And then Marcus Griffin. He's compared to Michael Griffin. I believe those two guys are brothers. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm Adam Schefter, and here's your senior all-star game update. Practices went well this week, and more than a few players stood out among their peers. Virginia's defensive end dominated in one-on-one drills, showing the strength and pop we've seen all season. USC's quarterback struggled, and his stock continues to drop at this point. I'm not sure what he can do to right the ship. Kentucky's quarterback, on the other hand, looked great in practices in Saturday's game. He was named the MVP after throwing 3 touchdown passes. I think people are starting to realize what this kid can do when he has better than average talent around him.
I always liked those, but I remember them being quite repetitive. I don't remember if that's always a storyline where Andre Woodson is like rising on the draft boards and John David Booty is falling. I can't remember if that is always the case when you go back to the draft, but hey, it is what it is. So we have a first round pick from the Cleveland Browns, pick 22. Our original pick is pick 28. So we have 2 first round picks. Marion the Barbarian, it looks like he is going to maybe walk. So is Julius Jones. Both those guys' contracts are expiring this offseason, so we're going to have to make a decision on those 2 guys. And then, of course, our receiving room is stacked, led by Terrell Owens. Jason Witten, 91 overall tight end, looking good. Fasano, just 59 overall, so I don't know how long he's going to stick around. And again, these players' overalls are determined by the team philosophy, so maybe I didn't pick the right one. I can't remember their overalls in this game. I want to say that it's different than Madden. Matter of fact, I know it's different than Madden, but I want to say that we did everything to the best of our ability. Tank Johnson, big D tackle, nose guard, if you will. Zach Thomas is our inside linebacker. Got Adele and then James. Again, we're kind of old. Zach Thomas is on a 1-year deal. Adele's only 79 overall. 4 years left on his contract. DeMarcus Ware, 3 years left on his contract. Then we got Henry, Newman. We got Jones down there. So we might want to upgrade corner. Maybe, who knows, depending on who's out there. Roy Williams, strong safety, looks to be solid as well. So compound, we're going to be looking at Joe Flacco, Josh Johnson, Baltimore Raven connection there. You also got Matt Flynn. And then I was looking for my man from Kentucky. Where's Woodson? I want to know more about Woodson because we are not in the market to get like a top-tier quarterback, even though Joe Flacco might turn into one or be a first-round pick, I should say. But I would like to have a better backup behind Tony Romo than Brad Johnson because at this stage in his career, he's not that good. And Chris Johnson, if you saw that, he ran a 4.23 40. That's faster than what he did in real life. That's ridiculous speed. So Darren McFadden, we're going to scout him just a little bit more. Chris Johnson, Matt Forte, we're going to scout a little bit as well. And then, of course, I got to go after my fullbacks. You got to have Peyton Hillis on here just in case he falls to us. He's only 58 overall, which isn't good. But, it's a fullback. So Marion the Barbarian, Marion Barber, he is a restricted free agent. So we're going to put a tender 2 on him, which would mean that we will get a second-round pick if somebody signs him, or we can match the offer if he doesn't sign. I think it was, a 1-year deal for $1.4 million. Here goes the top free agents. Justin Smith, I'm looking at him. Albert Haynesworth, I'm not looking at him. Just because, to me, he's more of a classic big-body 4-3 defensive tackle than a nose guard. But Justin Smith, he played with the Niners as a defensive end, and we were running a 3-4 back then, so he could come in and do the same thing here. Him and DeMarcus Ware, maybe on the same side like it was the Niners with him and Alden Smith. Who knows? Just throwing it out there. Dante Culpepper, he's a free agent. Byron Leftwich, he's a free agent. Joey Harrington, Aaron Brooks, Josh McCown, he might be available. He has the Raider emblem by him, but he might be available. And now moving on, Chris Canty gets to level 2.
And here's your combine update. A few players saw their stock rise and fall this week, and we'll start with LSU's star wide receiver. He decided to run at the last possible second, and his slow time may have hurt his draft stock a little bit. I had him graded out as the number 1 receiver in October, but he slipped to a late first-round pick at this point. USC's left tackle really impressed scouts this week, benching 225 pounds 38 times and running a very fast 40-yard dash. He might have jumped into the top 5 with his showing this week. I'll be back next time with some notes on pro days.
Thank you, Shefty, for that wonderful report. Anyway, so when it comes to team needs, halfback 1 is a need because, again, Marion the Barbarian might not be here. And then the defensive side of the ball, wide receiver 2 is a need. Wide receiver 3 is going to be a need. Middle linebacker is going to be a need as well. So we're just looking at what we need, and we kind of need a lot, although we are a pretty good, in a good spot as far as our roster is concerned. Money to spend. You see that. Our cap stats, money to spend. And we're going to spend, please believe it. Now, we're not going to have Shefty talk about every little thing because, again, it is somewhat repetitive. Albert Haynesworth, he's a free agent. Again, we're not going to mess with him just because I don't think he really fits our scheme, although he's a fantastic player. We know what happened in Washington. But you take his ears in Tennessee without stepping on somebody's head. And, yeah, that's center still on the roster. I can't have you on the same team. It just can't happen. And I know that Trent Williams and Sherman played on the same team after the punch, but that's different, okay? When you come to the Niners, things go right. When you go to the Cowboys, things go left more times than not. Here goes the mock draft. Rashard Mendenhall is who they think that we might take with the pick number 22. Devin Thomas, receiver out of Michigan State, who they think we're going to take at pick number 28. I'm like, okay. Moving down some more into the second round. Matt Forte, they think might be a Bronco. Interesting there. And then Calais Campbell, he fits our scheme as a 4-3 kind of defensive end. And then you got Deshaun Jackson and Kevin Smith. Again, when we're looking to take a run back in the first round, but he's there in the later of a second round. Maybe we'll go with him because Julius Jones is going to be a free agent most likely. Asante Samuel, 88 overall, 26 years of age, one of the top free agents out there. And I'm like, yo, I could pair him with Terrence Newman. That would be kind of good. That might be the best corner tandem, I think, ever in Cowboys history. I mean, whoever you put next to Deion Sanders is going to be pretty good. But Asante and Terrence Newman, I like that. So I'm going to give him the package that he wants. 5 years, $45 million, and an $18 million signing bonus. But we got money to spend, right? And this is going to free up some cap space, too. We are going to let Marion the Barbarian walk. We're going to let him go. We're going to get a second-round pick. He's going to stay in the division as he's going to go play for the Giants. Now, Justin Smith is out there, and I'm like, I know that the cap room is running out. His cap hit is about 8.8. We're going to be left with $1.2 million. We about to be broke out here, Jerry Jones, but you told me to spend the money. I feel like Billy Bean, well, the opposite, because we got money here. Oakland A's really ain't got no money. But Anthony Henry, I'm going to have to let you go. I'm going to have to let you walk. I'm going to trade you first, see if anybody wants to make a trade. Put you on the trade block and see what happens there. So, yeah, I don't know. But here we go with some pro days. Going to send our scouts out, Texas A&M, Michigan, so on and so forth. And then Delaware to go see our man Joe Flacco. Yeah. Then I'm just like, okay, let's trade him. Let's get him off the books. And we can't because we don't have enough cap room. We trade him, we're going to be over the cap. So I'm like, okay, Marco Colombo, let's look at you. I can get rid of you with a minimal cap hit. And you're not having the best right tackle on the team. And in the last year of your contract, so I'm like, Colombo, you cost me $1.6 million this year. I'm going to let you walk. We take a $200,000 penalty, so it's really about, what, $1.3 million. I'll take it. And then Henry, I'm holding on to him just for right now. It would be a 1.6 hit, but we would save about $4.7 million in base salary for this season. So that's always a possibility to get rid of him. We could have 3 very, very good corners, but I don't think it's going to work out because we still got to draft guys, all right? So here we go. We want to find a sleeper in the late rounds when it comes to a high potential guy. And then we want to draft somebody that's 85 overall. We cannot have a bust, okay? If we do this, the GM success will go up. If we fail, the GM success will go down. We want to stick with our approval at 63. We want that to go up, all right? You want that to go up. So we're not going to do any of this stuff. We're 5 days away from the draft. Our next episode will have the draft and possibly some of the preseason, if not all the preseason. But that right there is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for NFL head coach to be on this channel, and it's here. I hope you guys are excited. I do hope that the rest of your day is the best of your day. And until we meet again, my friends, peace, love, hot sauce.